Hello everybody, this is Gregory with how I lost over 100 pounds and have kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitance in your weight loss and maintenance. Today we're going to continue the series of kitchen items that help with my weight maintenance and talk about the leafy greens, the spinach and kale. Now before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also check out my books, my website Naturopathic Earth, my podcast The Awakened Man, both of which have been around since 2017. If you appreciate my content, there is a link for PayPal. Now, obviously spinach is going to be in the top 20 here because we know that spinach did Popeye good, and we know that it's just probably the vegetable par excellence. Now, before we talk about spinach and how I personally use it, spinach is definitely in the Dirty Dozen every year, the Environmental Working Group's Dirty Dozen. We just talked about with berries. You need to buy your spinach organic. Now, that being said, if you're like, I can't afford it, so I'm going to eat a muffin, well, then don't buy it organic. But you ideally need to get spinach organic. And look, spinach is one of those things, not so much kale, but you can find pretty cheaply priced canned spinach and frozen spinach. If the fresh spinach in a bag is too expensive, the frozen option is fine. But ideally, you do want to get it organic. Now, why is spinach great? Spinach probably has the highest amount of phytonutrients or plant nutrients than any other vegetable. You know, they tell you like when you're making a salad, make sure that it's multicolored, and that because that you get more of the different phytonutrients that are provided, and because each vegetable gives you different things, but most of them are chock full of all the vitamins and many minerals. But with spinach, it's generally regarded as probably the best one. We know it's an antioxidant that fights against cancer. It helps digestion and boosts metabolism. It helps with your vision. It's good with your hair. It helps maintain blood pressure. It can fight against dementia and cognition problems. It helps strengthen muscles, like what Popeye would say. There's a lot of benefits to it. Now, the cruciferous vegetables by which kale and spinach both come from, I tend to like spinach a little more. Kale is a little too rough, a little too fibrous. I mean, we go through these stages where like kale, like 10 years ago, kale is the new spinach. Kale is fine. Like I guess it's all about how you prepare it. But whatever it takes to get it in your diet. Now, how do I get spinach in my diet? Typically two ways. I've mentioned this in the smoothie episode that I'll throw a little in my smoothies because they don't bring any taste to it. I'll put them on my eggs because I do Brenner three times a week at least. So I'll make omelets, spinach omelets. Sometimes I go to Middle Eastern restaurants where they do sauteed spinach. So I'll eat sauteed spinach. I rarely, because I'm a bachelor, I rarely find creative ways to cook spinach in a creative way. So it's normally I got to throw it into something where I don't taste it. I'm not the best cook. So I know many people just do sauteed spinach. That's fine. Or with the kale, same thing. Whatever it takes to get it in your diet, it's important. It's really important. Like for example, like I'll go to this salad place where I live. That's one of those kind of like a Chipotle style salad place. I'm sure you have them in your town. You get to pick the different ingredients. And when you're picking the base, don't go for the romaine. Don't go for the iceberg because lettuce is essentially water with very little fiber, whereas the macronutrient profile of spinach, for example, is 2 grams of fiber in a serving. You could get more. 2 grams of carbs, 2 grams of protein, decent amount of fiber. It's not like the macronutrient profile is that whopping, but it's certainly better than lettuce. So yeah, lettuce tastes better. If you're doing a Caesar salad, of course, you're popping in tons of dressing. But when you're making the base of your salad, use spinach and kale. Use spinach and kale. Just find ways to get spinach in your life. If you're one of those who can just pop open the can of spinach and just like Popeye, more power to you. I think with a lot of people, like with broccoli, like pour cheese on it, whatever it is to get the kids to eat it, I'm of that mindset when it comes to the cruciferous vegetables. The cruciferous vegetables, just find a way to get them in your diet. Some people like the way they taste. I mean, even if in a salad it requires you to put a decent amount of dressing, I wouldn't recommend it, of course, but at least you're getting the potency of these great phytonutrient vegetables. So just find a way to get spinach and kale and the other cruciferous in your diet, and please get them organic. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you how often you eat spinach hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care. God bless and pray.